at SNS Pigskin Picks, Jer. We are back doing a recap. Thursday night football. Giants cover the spread. Dallas wins.
Always a pleasure to see two of my arch rivals beat themselves up.
Yeah, it was a smash mouth game. It wasn't your like up and down pretty game. Like Giants couldn't score a touchdown, but they've done that before this year, haven't they?
And concussions and injuries and all kinds of craziness tonight.
I know.
Penalties
I
galore.
noticed. I couldn't believe
Second
Neighbors got a
half.
concussion. I was like, I just seen
Second.
him drop the ball, and I was like, okay, he should be okay. And then I see him walking into the tent, and I'm like, are you kidding me? The last guy the Giants can lose, right? So
Second half
yeah.
was just a defensive clinic, though. Like
Yeah.
nothing,
Yeah, definitely.
nothing, right? So those two, good drives that the Cowboys had, that one missed play, CD Lamb touchdown.
Yeah.
There you go. Like the Giants should have at least scored 2 touchdowns on those 5 scoring drives. Like, come on.
You gotta punch it in, man. I don't know. They're not getting explosive plays. So it's like Dallas had a couple, right? Like their touchdown to CD, he just was 60-yarder or whatever. Like they need more of those type of game-breaking plays. Obviously, Malik did his thing, but he's only one man, right? So, but they couldn't rush much. They got like 40 yards rushing. Dallas, was notorious for letting up like 500 yards rushing in the last 2 games. So, props to them for stopping the run and much needed victory. Giants fall to 1-3. Dallas goes to 2-2. Funny enough, Dallas 2-0 on the road. And 0-2, obviously at home, so.
Jerry's world, things are tight.
Yeah. Well, Jerry's got a lot of problems right now, but 12 receptions for Neighbors, 115 yards. What did you think of the kid on the big screen?
Great, man. That little double move that made Buddy slip there for the whatever that was, chunk yardage, and he looked great. But I know who Giants are playing next week, but if they don't have Neighbors, Robinson or whoever, he got a lot of looks tonight because they're doubling Neighbors.
Yeah, but he dropped some big ones too.
Exactly. So, like, what are they gonna do, right? I see them getting into the defense really showed up tonight, but I see them getting in a bit of trouble if they don't have Neighbors.
Giants will be traveling to Seattle next week. Yeah.
And especially when Seattle loses a big one in Detroit and they're hungry for a win at home against the injured Giants.
And this is a mini bye week for New York, right? So.
Yep.
Right. So
10 days.
Yeah, they'll be rested for that one, and then Dallas will be playing a big game next week. They're in Pittsburgh to face Paul Fraser's Pittsburgh Steelers. Your gold pick this week. So
Paul Fraser's hopefully undefeated Steelers.
Yeah, the Sunday
Paul,
night.
Did you hear that? Hopefully undefeated Steelers.
Yeah. We had a comment by one of our viewers, not liking you bashing the Steelers. So it just
we're Pennsylvania brothers, man. Come on.
Cross-state rivals, but
good.
yeah, exactly. There's some. Just a quick peek to next week. Saints are in KC Monday night, I should say. That should be good, right? Some other good ones too, but I just thought those two were interesting. Buffalo, Houston next week.
Nice.
Baltimore, Cincy. Jets, Vikings, neutral game in London already.
Oh yeah, Jets, Vikings. Yeah, that's going to be a good one.
Yeah, next week is the start of the bye weeks too, right? So I think Philly's on a bye next week. A couple other teams I can't think of offhand, but I know Philly gets Chargers.
And they need it.
And well, yeah. But I mean, there's rumors are saying that Herbert might play, which confuses me, but I guess, Harbaugh's raw style. He's like, you got to go play out there and show them what you're made of. And I guess, coach, I'll go break my leg and
Well, I'm
ruin
glad
my
I
career.
teased that one up to 14 and plus 14 and a half anyway.
Yeah,
Play or not.
that should be okay at home, I think.
Oh, yeah. Divisional game too. Liking that.
Yeah, so I like what I saw from New York. I think they just need more explosive plays, and they got a chance to build with something. Like Singletary's not great, but I think he's good enough for now. And then
Yeah. The defense, obviously, they made the adjustments at halftime and held Dallas
mhm.
to 2 field goals. Hats off to both defenses, really. But, the Giants defense really kept him in this one. And, yeah, really, really let them down. To be honest, 5 scoring drives, like, come on.
Yeah, yeah. So Daniel Jones kind of reverted back more to the real Daniel Jones this game after last game, just carving up Cleveland. So Rico Dowdle, he played okay for Dallas, a running back. Like Zeke
Yeah.
can't do shit, obviously, but
Deuce Vaughn
just
looked okay, a couple plays.
yeah, he's a scat back. They were running the ball. Their offense looked decent, but second half they were stymied. So they get their mini bye. Giants, they get their mini bye. And any other thoughts on the upcoming games on Sunday? I was noticing a little line movement.
Not at this time. I've been looking at some of the lines, but I'm just so teasered out that I don't really care if they move. But
Well,
we'll see
just
how
some
that works out, though.
just some of
We'll
the
see how.
bigger games. I think Baltimore Ravens is like it's in between two and a half. Believe it or not, KC is down to -7 now. So I got Chargers at +8. They're down to -7
Nice.
or +7, whatever. Raiders are up to -2 over Cleveland. That's kind of moved up a little bit.
Hmm.
Um, the Niners are now up to -10.5 against New England.
They
Zona,
started at 10.5, though, didn't they? And it went down
yeah,
and went back.
it went down to 9.5. Now it's kind of it's moved up and down, but I don't know if I can trust Niners laying 10.5. I would if I had a 10-point teaser, I would tease them down. Like one of those super 4-game 10-point teasers. That's the only way I would do it because I don't know. I wasn't that high on SF this year. I didn't think they were going to win the division, but my pick for the division isn't looking that good, the Rams. So, um, but I just think SF, like, I don't think they're going to have that great of a year, but 1-2 right now. And if let's just say for some reason they lose to New England, just some snowball chance, 1-3, banged up, like
Yeah.
that's not the place you want to be. Eagles, Buccaneers. Eagles are kind of 1.5 now, flat across the board. Any other movements I can't really see right now. Jordan Love still is not like in the game, like for sure. He's still questionable.
Yeah. Still
And
going to be
Jag
a good game, divisional, 2 great
yeah,
teams.
and Jaguars are down to -6 on most books from 6.5. I got them before, and I think that's
Divisional.
that's
Divisional game.
yeah, yeah.
We'll
There's
see
professional
how
money coming
bad.
in.
Yeah, we'll see how bad
Yeah,
Jacksonville's year is really going to be this week. So they go 0-4. That's it. They're going to make history. I don't know.
well,
First team
probably
to go
not.
0-4 and make the playoffs? Probably not.
Probably not. I mean, like I read some stat that their wide receivers lead the league in drops. Because I remember Mahomes last year, or it was 2 years ago. Like it was last year, I think. His receivers kept dropping the ball, right? Especially in primetime games, and then his stats weren't that great. But sometimes you can only just do so much as a quarterback. So let's see if.
Sure-handed Gabe Davis and
But I
like,
mean, like
oh, like these guys are money last year. What's
last
missing? Oh
year,
yeah, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen is a huge like dynamo. So
Oh
I
man.
think Jacksonville, Houston, there's some other stat I read. I'm not a big stat guy, but I just sometimes I come across them. Like 17 of the last 20 games have been decided by like 3 points or less or some. I don't know what it is, but they see each other all the time, and they're kind of the same skill level for many years. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I got 6.5 on that one. It's an ugly dog.
Nice.
So I'm hoping that dog will be barking. Everything else, I think, is kind of just evened out. So any other leans you got on the games? Honestly, I was looking at maybe taking in Atlanta minus -2, -1.5, something like that.
I
Whatever I can get it
also
at.
teased up the Saints to +8. So
I
I
was looking at
love.
that too. I was looking at that a lot, but I don't know. I have a feeling if Atlanta beats them by 10, it, I wouldn't I wouldn't want to do
I think
that. But
that New Orleans offense
uh,
really has to make up for last week, and even if they lose that game, they're going to put some points up. I don't see it being a double digit.
surprisingly, the over/under is only 42, which I found a little
Right?
interesting. Yeah, everything else is kind of interesting. Cincinnati and Carolina. I guess there's professional money coming in on Carolina because from what I've seen, most of the public is on Cincy.
Triple R, Red Rifle Revenge, showing the
Maybe
league he ain't let
Cincy
yet.
might be a walk-off field goal type game, and
Trade Bryce
I'm trying to
Young,
I'm
burn the whole
I'm
thing
trying
down.
to I'm trying to think of some other games where like a lot of people are split on Detroit and Seattle. I'm almost leaning a little bit Seattle plus the points, but I'm not 100% sure. I haven't locked it in, but it's one of those games where I can just kind of see it. Whoever has the ball last, you know what I mean, kicks that field goal and they just walk off. I'm getting that type of vibe right now, but it's still a long time until Monday night, right? So that'll be the second of the two games. I don't think I'm going to watch much of Miami, Tennessee, if you know what I mean, on Monday night.
I think I got actually Seattle plus 10.5 as well. So go Hawks.
Yeah, that's going to help. I mean, but I'm just saying, like, out of the two games that are staggered by 45 minutes, I'll watch the first quarter of Tennessee Miami game until Seattle Detroit starts on Monday night, and then I'll just
Yeah.
watch that most likely because that's definitely, I'm thinking it's going to be more interesting. The over under on Tennessee Miami is 36.5. So they're expecting like a 19-18 type game or some shit. Like,
Almost like the over on
shit.
that.
Well, yeah, I
Somehow.
think like what, 5 touchdowns and you cash, right?
Like
Like
couple
that's
Calvin
35 points
Ridley,
right there. A
Calvin
pick
Ridley breaks
six.
a couple. DeAndre Hopkins maybe breaks a couple, like a pick six. Like
Yeah,
that's
maybe a H-N breaks the
there's a lot of
70-yard run.
talent out there to just say that they're not going to get their share. Like, what about a little dump out pass? Like, it doesn't have to be the
Look at
quarterback.
I think because Miami scored 3 against Seattle, and then I think the game before that against Buffalo, they were embarrassed, and then yeah, they just it's not looking good. But I don't know any other games of note that you're looking forward to. You got your gold selection, Pittsburgh. I believe your silver is Detroit, and then your
Detroit,
bronze
baby.
is the Jetropolitans, who have been good to
The
you this year.
Jets, yeah, I don't really like the spread after the
But I
Broncos
mean,
coming out party, but that's
aren't the
not
Jets coming off
Tampa's
a mini
defense.
bye?
This is
Isn't this a mini bye for the
yeah,
Jets? Or right? They
yeah,
they play Thursday night, I believe. They beat down Patriots.
yeah, but they're just the defense is
So
looking.
I think that's yeah, I agree. And
Yep.
Denver, like, they got to prove it until one game was nice to see, but let's see if they can go back to back weeks and make it competitive. And so that's going to be it, I think, for our wrap up. Thursday night football.
Yep.
Cowboys win. Giants cover the spread barely. Late field goal missed there by Mr. Aubrey there. Thank you. And we're going to be back for our Sunday night football game recap. It's some teams, the Bills, Ravens, some decent AFC contenders. So looking
All
forward to
right.
doing that recap. Yeah, so we'll do that recap, and then we got our Monday night doubleheader recaps. So We got some busy nights ahead of us and some volume to put out. We're looking forward to that. And
yes.
Yeah, so we'll sign out and we will be back for another episode of SNS Pigskin Picks later.
Please subscribe.
Like
Peace.
and subscribe. Thank you very much.